Hello Collective, and welcome in to OAtarot. I don't know what all that was about. That is Original Angel Tarot. I'm your hostess with the mostest, and you can call me Abra, and that is abracadabra, bippity boppity boo bitch. So I'd ask the spirit to give me one card to give me a overall energy for this read, and I got 3. I started out with the 10 of Pentacles, so I was thinking, oh my gosh, that's exciting. We're going for a higher timeline reading. Immediately followed by the 10 of Wands and the Tower in reverse. So this could definitely relate to the reading I just did. I can link that down below for you. That talks about someone possibly having property destruction come to them because they chose to focus on financial benefit or clout or superficial, pointless matters over what they needed to take care of. It's giving, take care of your side of the street. These people did not do that. Quite possibly, they literally did not take care of their side of the street, as in there's like a bunch of trash and stuff around their house or overgrown lawns or, you know, things like that. And they will be experiencing karma for that. So we're just gonna dive right in. And yeah, as I said, I'm your hostess with the mostest. I channel, I read, I am a medium, I am a prophetess, I am the woman with wings and a white rabbit. So fuck with me if you dare. Collective, I think that's the energy that you're in at this point. It's just like, really, guys? Like, I'm over here minding my business, potentially with your familiar or just, you know, your nice angelic frequency, and people just want to try you, okay? And they're fools. Ooh, they are fools. They're smiling on the outside, but behind the scenes, there are some tears being shed. And as I was prepping for this reading, I was listening to the song Dancing Circles by Sampha, and they were bringing up the image from the movie Midsummer, when they're like dancing in that circle with the twine or the ribbon or whatever. So Midsummer could be relevant for you, or you have a bunch of Wiccans or witches who are utilizing certain astrological events in order to harness energy that they should have never opened the door on, okay? We've got Child Divine out here with Guide. Oh, beautiful. And an Artist. Oh, Collective, that's stunning. I love that. Oh, and they're also actually giving me a secondary message for the cards that came out that I mentioned. For some of you, because of how hard you worked, because of that 10 of Wands that you were willing to put on your back, because of how arduous it's been for you to be a guide to yourself as well as others, because I suspect that you were the sort of individual like myself that can't really go to others for advice, because if you wouldn't want someone's life, you're not going to go ask them for their opinion on something, right? So you've had to guide yourself, and you've also had to guide the children around you, even if those are actually full-blown adults who are quite a couple decades older than you. But they're also saying that you exist perfectly simultaneously within this very innocent energy, but also in this very wise energy. And that is because, spoiler alert, everybody, welcome, class is in session. Our highest selves reincarnate on this earth when we are born. What happens is our true divine essence and our sovereignty is violated over and over again by those karmic individuals around us and by the systems put in place to keep us subdued, and therefore we lose access to that divinity that we were inherently born with. So for a lot of us, the way it's been in the past, it is not this way going forward. Ashe. Sorry, bear. I just spooked my bunny. We have lost our truest selves and spent decades potentially regaining that essence in order to become a guide, to become a crone or, you know, a master magician. Some of you could be 30, you could be going through your Saturn return. Saturn Pisces could be relevant. We've got like, I think, a couple more months left in that cycle. But you are very wise, and that shocks people because I think a lot of people see you in this childlike energy first, and they assume that you're just naive, that potentially you are somebody who needs help. They could even say that you are mentally unwell because you are so free and childlike that you exhibit very young traits. Like for me, I personally love drawing on my sidewalk with chalk. they could say, oh, that's someone who's unwell because that's an adult who is drawing flowers on their sidewalk. Why would an adult do that sort of thing? Or they could say, you are someone who claims to have access to deep and ancient information, and how would you know that? That's not even real. You're not stable, sort of thing, okay? Is there anything else, Spirit? Prince. Light attribute, romantic charm, and potential for power. Ooh, okay, so I guess we are going for a higher timeline read. Thank goodness, because I was considering asking my guides for that specifically. I was feeling the bully card before we began, okay? So we're getting a mixed bag here. We've got a bit of you, a bit of the bitches who thought they could be witches in the face of the divine. A witch has nothing on a child divine. Nothing. Even if there's someone who doesn't actually practice any sort of craft, it does not matter how many summoning circles you do. It does not matter how many sacrifices you make or how many petitions you write. If someone has divine favor on their life and the guardian of the crossroad has not authorized their departure from the realm, not only will that not work, but you are going to be the one with all of the forces of nature and the realms opposing you. So your enemies saw you in a very lighthearted sort of energy, as you do exist in collective, but they forgot to, I don't know why I said forgot. Maybe some of these people knew you and they forgot how good your heart was, and they forgot that, like, oh, I fucked around and I did find out with this person before, not because you retaliated, because a child would not retaliate if they are actually raised in a healthy environment, nor would a guy, right? But it's just like karma came back with overnight shipping, or maybe even same day shipping. And they're like, maybe I should just put the wand down, put the petition down, put the slander down, you know? But they forgot, okay? For others of you, these are people who didn't know you, but they forgot to respect the laws of the universe, and they forgot to treat others as they wish to be treated. They didn't actually forget. Spoiler alert. They just chose to override their sense. And potentially for some of you, their sense was overridden by the negative things that they were summoning up in the earth realm. That's the Ace of Pentacles here. Or potentially they prioritized money over the truth that they knew to be ordained. We've got the Three of Pentacles here. This card, ever since I've gotten this deck, speaks to roots. It speaks to burying things in people's lawns, right? In their yards. But look at what this horned motherfucker isn't paying attention to. The squirrel right there, who sees exactly what they're doing. So if these people have been trying to do magic on you, trying to put physical things and also the remnants in your immediate surroundings, they didn't bargain for the fact that you've got nature spirits, you've got angels, you've got ancestors, you've got galactics, you've got the whole shebang on your team, and there's no way in hell that I flipped it upright so you could see the card, so that a death would come to you. Okay, 13 is relevant. Okay, 5 to the 13th could be relevant, the 13th of each month, and then the 13th condenses down to a 4. So these people thought that they were going to bring death to your doorstep, and it was going to be smooth from there on out for them. Okay, Spirit, what else do we need to know here for the collective? Okay, emotions in reverse. They want me to take this one first. This angel here is holding a sword, and they were saying that this was the sword that people were presented with. So athames could be relevant here. This could be information, stories, relics, practices passed down from their ancestral line that they mishandled, and that's being snatched the fuck back. And then this is also giving me Ma'at energy, where it's like, are you balanced? These people are not balanced. Their hearts are made of tar turned stone. Okay, and then we've got the 7 of Cups here, I believe. 7 of Cups. I'm going to say it's the 7 of Cups because that's what it feels like in reverse. This person, this red-headed individual that I mentioned in the last reading, actually all of these cards so far have red hair. So maybe there's a couple redheaded motherfuckers around you who think that they're special because they've got Celtic lineage and that they know Vikings and they know heathens. And bitch, you're the heathen. And this is heaven, so there's no place for you here. Ashe. Okay. These people could have familiars. I think their familiars have passed because there's been something creeping in the dark behind them. It's giving me Cyclops energy. They are a Cyclops and you are, they're saying Medusa, but like it's not actually Medusa. You're a beholder, okay? And you're a sight to behold. These people thought because they maybe had one deity that they've worked with in the past that's always gotten them a certain amount of success that they could call upon them and they would see that success guaranteed indefinitely. That's not the case. They were fooled. They were bamboozled. If they haven't been yet, they're about to be, because that divine arrow is about to just ricochet back that they thought was going to hit you, and it's going to be hitting, I was going to say hitting the mark, but they were saying hitting every mark. So there's multiple people involved in this sort of situation here, collective, that have really overplayed their part, overstepped lines. I heard there's no missing that one. I don't know if that's because someone is very big physically, if that means that they are very different aesthetically, so it's just like you see them and you're like, oh yeah, like I know that person, there's no missing them, whatever the, and I'm not body shaming by any means, but there's something where it's just like, oh no, we know, we got your address, don't worry. I also heard on the internet, like somebody's address might be on the internet. My address is on the internet. Try it. People have tried and it hasn't gone well for them, but ooh, okay, choice came out here with Two of Cups in reverse. So somebody, and that's that Fool energy. Choice is the Fool. Somebody had a decision to make, and it was, do you choose the path of enlightenment, the path of divinity? This particular relic here is standing out to me. It reminds me of that thing from Lord of the Rings that I don't know the name of, that the elven lady gives to Aragorn. So if you know the name of that, please put that in the comments down below. I'm pretty sure it's like an elixir of life, right? Or do you want to choose that beaten path that's got fucking scraggly skeletons wandering down it? They did not choose to collaborate with Soul Family, collaborate with the divine. They're saying the kiss of death as well. Like these people have already been marked, you know? Okay. Some of these people that have betrayed you, collective, because they thought that you were too naive to see what was going on, could have, as I said, been definitely part of your soul family. And it was like, do you choose the higher timeline alongside the collective that requires you to grow, that requires you to look at yourself honestly and take sincere reflection upon your demons and your misguided emotions? Or do you choose the path that seems easier? They were showing me, like how I said that path is like paved with scraggly skeletons. They were showing me like how at the fork in the road, it was like, for example, the higher path, there was like a creek that's crossing it, and then there's a tree, and then there's some rubble, you know. It's giving me the Akashic Records deck, if you know that deck. Also, whoever has that deck of mine, I know I gave it to you to use, please return it. I don't recall who I gave it to, but I'd like it back. So there was that path to the highest timeline. There was like some obstacles in the way, but like it was still, you know, there's some light filtering through the trees. There's birds singing. It's just like, oh, that seems like a path I could go down. That would require a bit of effort initially, but whatever's down there seems to be worth the trek. The path with the skeletons was like nice cobble road for a couple of feet, just as far as they could see, and then after that it's just like it closes off with like creepy trees, and then it's like, oh, then you've got like poison ivy developing, and like then you've got barbed wire traps, and then there's the scraggly skeletons and things like that. So they looked and they were like, oh, the left hand, you know, the left hand path, which is a perverted saying because of how the feminine energy has been distorted. So the baneful path, we'll say. that looks easier because look at those cobblestones, right? They're like, yeah, that's the better choice because I can just stroll. Maybe someone's scrolling, maybe someone's on your social media, on your platform. If you've got public content like mine, they are scrolling, they're obsessed. They could be trying to screenshot your shit and be like, this is what they look like today. Please make them ugly. Please destroy their money. Please. It doesn't matter. These people should know it doesn't matter. But they're like, let me stroll my sorry ass down this path because I see those cobblestones and that looks like a lot easier than that path with the tree and then the creek, right? Once they got past those cobblestones, it's like the path behind them collapsed and there was no way through to the higher timeline. Okay? So that was a little bit of a intermission, but I wanted to say intervention. Some people could have been doing so much black magic that their friends and family are trying to intervene. For some, that is law enforcement. For a lot of you, though, that's speaking to the higher realms intervening. Spirit, can you tell me about the Seven of Cups, please? Seven of Cups, or whatever this 7 card is. Oh, look, another 7. This one came out in the last reading. 7 of Pentacles, also on the fence. So 7, 7, someone thought they were going to get lucky. Someone was very short-sighted and unintelligent. Spirit gave me a lot more crude words to use. I'm going to say unintelligent because if these are people who are in cult, covenant congregations and they claim to have access to higher level information, then they should know that the highest frequency of all is love. And that will trump anything that they try and throw at you. So knowing that, why would you get yourself embroiled in a plot, plan, a scheme, or scam like this? It doesn't make sense. You should have known. Alas, that knowledge was not put to good use. Knowledge would be falling under choice. So they had the ability to use their knowledge for good. Okay? They could have used their talents to better the collective, better themselves. And as I said in the last reading, improve their own lives and energetic signature versus weaponizing whatever they had access to in order to try and betray a loved one or a holy being. They're wanting me to specify holy being. Ascended master vibe. Love in reverse. They chose the patriarchal manifestation of knowledge, which is inherently perversion. We have not seen a healthy patriarchal expression of knowledge since the times of Nimrod. We will soon, okay? Not as of yet, though. They sacrificed love, and therefore they sacrificed themselves. Whatever these people have coming to them, collective, show no mercy. Don't pray for them. Honestly, don't pray for them because it's above your head anyway. They're saying your prayers wouldn't really do any good at this point. For the people who are in such extreme cases where like hits have been put on your head, death magic has been sent to you and people around you, where people have tried to harm your family members, your friends, your coworkers, your familiars, your whatever. It's above your head, baby. Save your prayers for yourself and for your loved ones, the ones who have betrayed you. Okay, and then that's the 4 of Cups in reverse. These people refused to take that look in the mirror, as I said, and see that they were missing an eye, that they only saw half of the story, that they only saw what they wanted to see because their vision was distorted. And like I said in the last reading, for a lot of you, these people's vision was intentionally distorted and they were given power specifically to see what they would do with that power, because that is how initiations occur. When you are given knowledge, when you're given access, when you're given tools, you're being divinely weighed at every single interaction and expression of that power on whether or not you're using it for your highest good and for the highest good of the collective. You do not get to choose your highest good over the highest good of the collective. These people did that. And therefore, Spirit wanted to give them enough to really let them dig their grave. 2 of Swords, back out here, falling under that 2 of Cups. So we got 7, 7, 2, 2, that is 9. okay? As I said in that last reading, a lot of these people can present one way during the day, and a lot of people can present one way during the day and a different way at night. And something that came to me after I finished that reading, and I'm glad they brought it out for this reason, is that for some of you, these people could claim to be able to channel certain deities, certain energies. They can channel, they can be ridden, but they're broken down, broke-in horses that are going to slaughter. Ashe. I don't know if you heard that dog bark, but I love that. These are people who could be possessed, who could have actually opened themselves up to possession by essentially eradicating the frequency of love within themselves. They have, Spirit was just like showing me a bit of a story, a scene to build upon what I was saying with the left and the right path. So it was like when they stepped down that cobblestone road, right before they got into that dark forest, there was a big button and it says, "Don't press this button." And this person is like, "Me? I can press any button I want. What makes you think you could tell me to do that? That's a sign. I can't read." And then the path behind them falls. So it was like, not only did you choose the wrong path, you thought that the signs you were receiving didn't actually apply to you because you thought you were bigger and badder, and now you actually are the one responsible for the destruction of your last way home. Okay? Spirit, can you tell me about this choice and this knowledge card? Let's get a couple cards out here before we close out. If you are enjoying this reading, please do like, share, subscribe. I'm going to be uploading a lot more content soon, I think. I've just been told by Spirit to take a little rest because people need to get themselves in situations that they can't get themselves out of. So everything within divine timing. If you don't see me posting, I will be still in the community tab. So Hermit in reverse, cults, covens, congregations, people who have access to light, but they want to cage it, they want to contain it. A true divine being, a true light worker, these people don't call themselves light workers. These people will fully admit to the fact that they work with dark energies. But let me say, someone with real power would never want to withhold that power from others. A truly empowered individual is one who empowers others. That's where these people fucked up, amongst other things. Can you tell me about this knowledge and this choice, please? I was going to say, that felt spicy. You know what it was? The Hermit in reverse. Again, because Spirit's just confirming what I said. Can we get Seven of Swords in reverse? So now I've got 777 out here. 3 people, the power of 3. They really thought that they could get one over on somebody who was very sweet, kind, caring, but behind the scenes, the purest definition of divinity. And thus, they're going to figure out how powerless they are. Because power stolen can never compete with power cultivated. Confidence in reverse, and death. You know, collective, I'm going to leave it right there. 23:52 on the clock. Okay? If you enjoyed the reading, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to book me for a personal, join me on Patreon, or just send me an email. All that's down below. Love you lots, except for the karmics. Eat your shit because you deserve it. Stay safe, stay sexy, stay sane, and stay psychic. Also sharp. They hate it when you're sharp. And they also hate it when you're sexy. Grow up, bitch.